Welcome to Tyedye Android. How's it going today, guys and gals? Anyways, I'm here, Tyedye Android. It's been a while. I actually want to give you a 4.5 month review on the Note 8, which I will be discussing here in a second. Right now, for the lineage people who like to know what I'm using, shotgun, Sennheiser ME66 mic, right here, and we're going into the Yamaha AG06. And with my background music, I'm having it loop back, and we're going into the laptop today. I was going to use a screen recorder and go into the Note 8, but I noticed it doesn't go into the streaming devices to your TV as well, which I would like to complain about that one. So I figured I'd do it this way, and you really didn't need to know everything on the screen because you probably already got the Note 8. So I figured I'd just do it this way, and you can see my gorgeous face in the morning. And watch me smoke a cigarette. So anyways, Note 8 4.5 month review. Start off with the battery. And before I go any further into the battery, what I always do with the battery is when it's received to me, normally it's about 50% roughly. You know, it's never 100%, or it's never completely dead either. Use it until the battery drains and shuts off. Then leave the phone alone for a while. Charge it up. And just leave it alone and let it charge. Because while you're using it and it's charging, well, obviously it takes longer to charge. And when it's new, you want to hurry up and play. But drain the battery first. Charge it 100%. Leave it on for an extra 5-10 minutes. Take it off. Now play with your phone. Drain it as fast as you can. Sooner you drain it, the sooner you can put it on a charger again. You want to do this at least once. I do it twice. I like to be a little safe and do it one extra time. Sometimes I even do it 3 times. But you want to drain it fully, charge it fully, drain it fully, and then you're probably good. Then you can probably put your phone on a charger at 30-40% for when you need it. Okay, I'm going somewhere, I'm going to charge it so I don't run out, kind of a scenario. Those are fine, but make sure your first 1 or 2 times that you actually drain it fully and then charge it fully. Because otherwise, after a while, your battery says, hey, I'm full. No, you're not. You're only 80% full. Because your phone or your battery thinks that, I'm full. Because this is where you normally shut me off, unplug me. So I'm full. I know they don't have a memory in it, but the lithium batteries act that way. It's kind of weird, but that's how they work. So charge it 100%, drain it to 0, charge it, and you'll notice your life expectancy on that battery is a lot longer than your normal or what you're used to. So just give it a whirl. But say that you did all this, you did all that, great. Now I've done it, and I was worried about the little 300 milliamp hours that would be a nuisance to me. But to be honest with you, 4.5 months, I have used the Note 8 in extensive usage. Like I always do, I am a heavy multitasker. So I cannot tell from the Note 5's 3600 or the LG V20's 3600 battery versus the Note 8's 3300 milliamp hours. I can't tell the missing 300 milliamps, so there's no complaints here. So the battery, I think, is perfect. And of course, a lot of that has to do with the chipset as well. But so the battery, I love it. It's not, it lasts, I can't tell the difference between 3600 and the 3300, so let's put it that way. The camera, I won't go too in depth on, because there's other videos that explain that more in the technical areas, so I try to stay away from that. But I will say this: when I live stream on YouTube and I use the YouTube app for that, I noticed on my V20 that the video comes out blurry. But that's on the V20 side. And on the Note 8, I noticed that's a little bit clearer, but not much. And I realized that we're using the YouTube software versus the built-in camera stuff. So if I'm live streaming, I noticed the Note 8 actually is a little bit better than the V20. But regular videos, I really can't tell the difference. So I do notice that when I am live streaming, I will use the Note 8 a little bit more, but I will use that towards the end of the evening when I know nobody's really going to be calling me or texting me on my Note 8. So then I'm going to skip the RAM for right now. I'm going to go right straight into the audio since I did the video stuff and the audio. I'll work on the audio now. Audio hasn't changed in Android. It's still going to be 16-bit. And it's standard Android. It's only as good as the input source, whether it being external mics, you know what I mean? Or your built-in mic, which is omnidirectional, which goes in a 360. So you're picking up crowd noise, you're getting feedback noise. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like omnidirectional mics. Actually, a lot of my taper friends still use cardioid mics. I find out that I'm using them less, but that's a different category, different field. So Android audio, it's not going to be much difference. So it's only good as your import source, so I'm not even going to go there. I have prior videos to increase your higher quality audio on Android. So go to my YouTube channel, which is right over here on my other monitor. And chances are you probably already seen them. If not, go check them out. Now, RAM. I love my RAM. 6 gigabytes of RAM on a Note 8. I'm not complaining. I see none. No freezing, no lagging issues. I'm loving the 6 gigabytes of RAM, and like I mentioned earlier, and I stress all the time, I am a multitasker, and I'll even be honest and say I'm a heavy multitasker. You know I'm a live streamer, you know I'm a taper, you know I'm an Android geek, and I'm also a white hat. There, I said it finally on YouTube. I'm a white hat. So, my notes, like I say, my notes series I'm always multitasking. I'm doing a few things at once. Always. The only time I ever noticed that the Note 8 was lagging and freezing was not because of multitasking. It was because of the internet bandwidth. Sometimes where I'm living at right now, I have a poor signal. Even on a Wi-Fi, it's not the strongest. Those are the only times that I see a lag, a freezing. Ain't that weird? I never said hi, Bixby. But anyways, the only time I ever noticed a lagging and a freezing on the device is because of the internet bandwidth. My Note 8 is sitting there telling me, John, can you be patient? I am waiting for a connection, and I will give you that information. That's when I get frustrated, but it's not the phone. It's not the Note 8. And I hate saying phone. I apologize. Bad habit. It's actually called a mobile device. So anyways, the RAM, I'm loving the 6 gigabytes of RAM. I am not freezing my phone up. I don't have to close apps to make sure my phone is running and working smoothly and this, that, and everything. And my phone, or should I say, the Note 8, my mobile device, seems to be running. I don't have to optimize it, which I'll be getting to in a little bit. I don't have to do that as often. And it's normally still at around 97%, 87%. So it fluctuates between 80 and 90. I never get down to 60 like I did with the Note 5 and the Note 3. That's that I like. So I love the 6 gigabytes of RAM. And I read yesterday somewhere online, on YouTube I believe it was, the Note 9 preview release, giving us what glimpses are coming up on the Note 9 that are coming up. I don't know when it's going to be released yet. If you're talking about it now, it might be released by the spring. I'm not sure, probably in the next 2 months, but I haven't confirmed that yet, so don't take my word for it. It might be coming out in fall, because they used to come out 2 in a year. Now they're coming, last year they only came out with 1. So I'm holding off on all of this stuff until after May, after Google's I.O. Because that's when everything's going to start taking place. Always does. So, I heard that the Note 9 is going to come up with 10 gigabytes of RAM. Love it. So, we discussed all that. What's new with the Note 8, the S9s, is Bixby. I was not a fan of Bixby at first. I used it just so I could have it voice listen for me, so that I knew that was going to decrease my battery, drain my battery usage, and which never really did. Not like the prior notes with Google and this, that, and everything. It's like I used to turn that off because it would drain my battery because it was always listening. It's like, I'll tell you when I'm talking to you. Happy belated Water Joe Day. Or National Joe Day, I mean. Anyways, Bixby. Well, I'm turning out to love Bixby. I'm already at level 12. And I noticed the real good features that I have set up for it. I made quick commands for it already. And everybody's got to clean their phones out once in a while. So And then for me, it would be open up settings, do this, do that, do this, do that, and go here and go there. And now I want to clear everything out. This is what I like about Bixby. Optimize.
Actually, we don't have any notifications. Actually, we don't have any recently used apps. Sure thing. Your phone is being optimized. Perfect. Your phone's maintenance status is excellent. All set.
There you go. What did I say? Optimize? And it did that for me? Of course I had to set it up for that. But this is another good one that I like to do for when I go to bed at night. Good night.
I once let my mind wander, but then it got lost.
It tells me a joke. Sets my
Sure thing. Your new alarm will go off in 17 hours and 53 minutes.
Sets my alarm.
Got it. The ringtone volume is now set to 20%.
Turns my ringtone down.
Sure thing. We've adjusted the volume for notifications to 20%.
Turns down my notification volume.
Got it. I've set the brightness to 20%.
Turns down my brightness. 5.
Unfortunately, I can't access the system right now. Please try again later.
And that's fine. It had 3
Sure.
other.
I've closed all our recently used apps. All set.
Okay, it missed giving me the weather report because bandwidth issues. Internet bandwidth issues. Because I'm talking to you guys right now. So I said goodnight, and it did 7 things for me. It turned down my brightness, turned down my ringtone, it turned down my notifications, it cleared recent apps, it told me a joke, and it's supposed to give me the weather report as well. See what I mean? And it closed all my recent apps. So it set my phone back up to, it pretty much cleaned my phone. And all I said was, good night, and it just did all that for me. I do the same thing for in the morning. Good morning. I set up quick commands for a few internal things that I like doing every now and then to my device. So you set up quick commands like that, you can set it all up, do 8 steps in 1 word. Give it a keyword, it knows what you're saying, it does what you want to do, and you don't even have to touch your phone, you don't even have to clean up your phone, saying, okay, I want to clear all my recent apps, it does all that as well. I like Bixby. Time saver. Alright, and other than that, Bixby, audio, RAM, camera, battery, that's about it on the Note 8. I am loving the Note 8, and like I said earlier, I tend to be using the Note 8 a little bit more in my V20. But, yeah, Note 8, I'm loving it. Probably one of the better notes that I've seen come out. The only note that I haven't used myself was a Note 4. Otherwise I had the Note and the Note 2. I had the Note 3, Note 5. I was going to get the Note 7. Obviously we couldn't. So now I got the Note 8. So I still have all mine. What about you? Alright. Well, you guys have a great day. And one other thing I want to mention before I depart. I do apologize for not being more active on Tyedye Android. I just want you guys to know that Tyedye Android and Taper John have merged, and Tyedye Android is working with Taper John for live streaming, and higher end audio quality through streaming through your Android devices. So we've been playing around on that. It is going to be festival season, so we have been getting a couple ideas, a couple of experiments to see what else we can play with this summer for festival season. So I've been working on that a little bit. So I do apologize for not being too active here. But I will say this. Like and subscribe if you like my Android Geek. This is your Midwestern Android news channel updates. You're either an iPhone user or you're an Android, and I am Android. So if you have questions with Android issues, if I don't know the answer, I know the resources to go get the answer. And we are all alike. We're all at different levels in technical and how to use our Androids. I don't know everything. Somebody else doesn't know everything, but everybody knows something. So what I don't know, I also know people who do. So you got questions, answers? Come check me out. If I can't help, I know where I can get you your help. And I will make sure that your question gets answered. So, that said, enjoy Tyedye Android, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you out at a couple festivals this summer, listening to some good music. Alright. And for the background music here, that is Burnt Toast and Jam, Broke, Busted, and Disgusted. I thought it was a little bit of a joke, a parody with Android, and never mind. Alright, have a good day. I'm sorry I had too much water, Joe. I know. See you next time.